Hi guys, today we're going to read a new story. It is called Hank Zipzer, the World's Greatest Underachiever. And it is written by Henry Winkler, who is actually an actor, and he's famous for playing the character the Fonz on Happy Days. What this book is about: Hank Zipzer. He's smart, he's creative, he's funny. His pencils are sharp, his binders are bound. He wants to do well in school. He really does. He tries not to be lazy like his parents claim he is. So why is he always getting into trouble? It's science project time, which is bad news for Hank. He loves doing experiments, but writing a whole report is another story. Finally, Hank comes up with a science project. He'll take apart the cable box to figure out how it works. But Hank wasn't counting on his sister Emily's iguana laying eggs inside it. How will Hank finish his project, and how will he ever be able to watch TV again? Chapter 1. I have great news, I said. Charlie the clown has diarrhea. See, boy humor. My best friend Frankie Townsend looked at me like my brain had just flopped out of my head and turned into mashed potatoes. Hey man, that is super news, Frankie said, rolling his eyes. It's always cool to hear about a clown with stomach problems. Ashley Wong, my other best friend, burst out laughing and fell down onto the old couch that we use for meetings in our clubhouse. Our clubhouse is a storage room in the basement of our apartment building. Go ahead and laugh, Ashley, I said to her. But you won't be laughing when you hear there's money in this for us. Ashley stopped laughing immediately, like I knew she would. She is the business manager for Magic 3, which is the magic group we started a couple of months ago. We've performed 2 times for real money. Frankie is the magician, and he is a great one too. I'm the magician's assistant and all-around idea man, which means he comes up with the smart plans. Ashley is really good at the money part, which makes me happy because I don't understand money or change or anything like that. Talk to me, Hank, Ashley said. I'm hearing a business opportunity. My Aunt Maxine is throwing a birthday party this weekend for my 3-year-old twin cousins, Jake and Zach, I began. Charlie the clown was supposed to perform, but it turns out he ate some bad clams at Luigi's Oyster House. Now he's got diarrhea, Frankie and Ashley chimed in, stifling a laugh. Right, and he can't do the party. And you suggested to your aunt that Magic 3 might be just available? Ashley asked hopefully. Yep, for the low bargain price of $30. I said $10 for each of us. Hank Zipzer, you are a total genius, which means he's very smart. Ashley shouted, slapping me a major high five. What did your aunt say? Did she go for it? Like guppies go for fish food, I said, which means she did. Yes, Frankie said in a magic word when he was in Zimbabwe that last summer. Charlie the clown is out and Magic 3 is in. We jumped up to do a victory dance, but before we could so much as wiggle our butts, Robert Upchart appeared at our clubhouse door. Robert thinks he's our best friend just because he lives in our building. We keep trying to tell him that he's not, but nothing we say will convince him of that. Even though he's only in the 3rd grade and we're all in the 4th grade, he still sticks to us like peanut butter sticks to your braces. A word of advice, Robert chimed in without being asked. 3-year-olds are a tough audience. He is correct. One annoying thing about Robert is he offers information even when no one else asks for it. Another annoying thing about Robert is that this information is almost always right. That's really hard to stomach. Guys, the little man does have a point, Frankie whispered to us. 3-year-olds can barely pee in the toilet. How are they going to pick a card, any card, and remember what it is? For $10 each, we'll make it work, said Ashley. We have something else we have to make work, I pointed out. My aunt and uncle live all the way out in Long Island in West Hampton, and my parents are spending the night. Do you think your parents will let you go? Mine will, Robert said. No problem here. He's a funny guy. Robert, the name of the group is Magic 3, not Magic 4, Ashley pointed out. That's 3, Hank Ashley said. Ashley and me and Frankie. Robert looked at us with sad little puppy dog eyes and with his skinny little face. Guys, you wouldn't go without me, would you, he whined. You are my best friends. No, we're not, Robert. That's not very nice. What are you going to do? Leave me here all weekend? Yes, we all said in unison, means all together. You can't go without me, Robert said. Can you picture it? You out there in Long Island having ice cream and cake, and me back here eating a frozen breakfast burrito with freezer burn. Robert sure knows how to guilt you. You don't even have to pay me anything. I'll assist for free. Actually, you'd have to pay us, Ashley said. It's a deal, said Robert. 75 cents apiece. $1, said Ashley. I told you she's great with money matters. Give me a break, Ashley, said Robert. I only get a 3rd grade allowance, and $1 is 7/8 of it. Ashley glanced over at me to see what she should do. I couldn't decide. We would definitely have more fun if we left Robert behind in New York, but he really wanted to go, and we're not cold-hearted kids. At least not totally. Chapter 2. 10 excuses we could give Robert for why he can't come on the trip. 1. West Hampton is at the beach, and it's very windy. Robert could get picked up by the wind and blown out to sea. Okay, it doesn't happen often, but it could. A flock of seagulls could mistake Robert for a large rodent and swoop down and carry him off into their nest. Okay, it doesn't happen often, but it could. Robert is a walking, talking encyclopedia of facts, which means he knows a lot of stuff. My Aunt Maxine gets a rash if she hears too many facts. My Uncle Gary gets a rash if my Aunt Maxine gets a rash. Number 5, there is only a limited amount of oxygen in the car, and let's face it, Robert just sucks too much of it. Number 6, Robert is so skinny, he could slip through a crack in the seat, and we could lose him and never know it. He is a funny kid. Number 7, Robert has such bad allergies that the beach air would make his nose run, so there isn't enough Kleenex in all of Long Island to handle the slime. Number 8, the twins are having an ice cream birthday cake, and Robert himself has told me many times, way too many times, that ice cream gives him mucus buildup. Number 9, he'd have to sit next to my weird younger sister Emily in the back seat of the minivan and... Wait a minute. Hank Zipzer, look what you just came up with. Robert would have to sit next to my sister Emily in the car. That means I wouldn't have to sit next to her. Robert, my man, good news. You're invited to a birthday party. Okay, we'll do chapter 3 tomorrow.